everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Zoe, but most people know me as ZAREPTILES, and today we're gonna do some catching up. I've been slacking. I've said this in like every video I posted lately. I've been slacking. And we're gonna kind of deep dive in. We're going to review the past year, we're gonna talk about what's going on now, and then we're gonna jump into the future a little bit. So if you're not new to the channel and you've been here for a couple of years, you know every year for like New Year's, I do a like kind of year review and a recap of the year and then what I'm looking forward to in the next year, and I set some goals for myself. You know, we go over, did I hit my goals for that year, and then set my new goals for the next year. I didn't do that this year. I never did a 2021 year in review. And I keep meaning to do it, and I just keep not doing it. And we're gonna hop into all the reasons why, otherwise I'm gonna start blabbing and just rambling on when I actually have a list. I got my brain out into a list. It is organized. That way I can avoid this whole rambling in the beginning. So let's kind of get you guys caught up so we can get into the exciting news, the changes that are going to be happening, stuff like that. So let's talk about our 2021 recap. So probably the biggest thing that happened in 2021, you guys all know, we unfortunately lost Arcadius, my blue iguana. He was the start of ZAREPTILES. He's the reason that I made any accounts and started this journey. He's the reason I found my love for herpetology, my reason for finding my love of reptile education. He was really like the reason I have done everything I have done, and the reason I have like found my path in life and what I feel like I am meant to do and what I really am passionate about. It's all because of him. So losing him was the hardest thing I have probably ever dealt with. I can't believe I'm not crying right now, honestly, because usually when I talk about him I start to tear up. So we're gonna keep moving on before that happens, but that happened. I didn't do my secret project. So if you guys saw my 2022 recap, where I then talked about my plans for 2021, I said I had a secret project I was working on, I was gonna launch it, blah 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 blah. I didn't do that, obviously. I started it, I did start it, and I talked to people, I was getting things lined up, and then I realized that that particular thing I was trying to do was really hard to do in a house with 4 other people and a very loud barking dog. So that project got put on hold, but we're gonna come back to that in a little bit. So yes, that secret project never happened. I'm still not saying what the secret project is. Some people know, but the majority do not. So still a secret project. Okay, I didn't hit literally any of my goals in 2021. I had a goal of 10,000 subscribers here on YouTube. I had a goal of 20,000 subscribers on, or followers on Instagram, and I had a goal of 10,000 followers on TikTok. Literally not a single one of those goals was hit. Now, I only have myself to blame. Well, not for Instagram. Instagram just, my 2020 goal for Instagram was to hit 20K by the end of the year, because I was like on a roll, on a roll, on a roll, and then Instagram was just like, you're getting too many followers, we need to stop with that. So I have been stuck at 16,000 since 2020. Today, I hit 17,000. I haven't really made like a huge announcement because, you know, people follow, people unfollow, and it just keeps popping back and forth between 16.9 and 17K. So I'm not gonna like go nuts about it because that could still drop. It does periodically when I look at it, it's back at 16.9. But it is teetering 17K. It has said 17K. In fact, let's look at it right now. Let's look at it right now. At this very moment. Boom. Right there. Right there. 17K. After like 2 years, I am finally out of the 16,000s. It is amazing. It is amazing. So yes, other than Instagram, I had only myself to blame for the other things. I was hit or miss with TikTok. It wasn't really until like the fall, winter, when I started to be a little more serious with TikTok and actually trying to be consistent. So I knew 10K was a far stretch for the end of the year, but you know, it's fun to see if you can do it. 10K for YouTube, I fully think that I could have done it if I had kept to my schedule like I had been since 2018, I think, when I started my YouTube. I had never missed a week of a video. And then all of a sudden, I was like missing a month without even realizing it or caring. My battery's about to die. Let's change that real quick before it dies and I get upset. Okay, we're back. We're good. Sorry, I said dinner, so I'm like energized now. Okay, so we're gonna leave the I didn't hit my goals issue for a moment. We're gonna come back to it because it's gonna have to do with this year, 2020. We're already halfway through 2020, so we're gonna do like a half of the year update. So, but to finish our 2021 recap, good stuff. Puka is still alive. My Chinese water dragon. If you guys remember when I got him, actually I discovered that he is a she. So when I got her, she was in horrible shape. She was just a baby. Literally at one point, I did not think she was going to make it through the day. Respiratory infection, so sick, stuck sheds. Horrible, absolutely horrible condition. And I know with baby water dragons, you never know what to expect, especially when they're like wild caught or farm raised, farm bred, whatever, which Puka clearly was. I know that there's no really, you can't get super excited about them until it's been like a year or so, and then you're kind of in the clear. So here we are. I think we're like 2 years later, and Puka's still alive, still doing great. So I think we're in the clear with Puka. That's very exciting. And new animals in 2021. We welcomed Tula, my gargoyle gecko. We welcomed Alfredo, my legless lizard. And we welcomed Turtle, my alligator snapping turtle. And no, his name isn't actually Turtle. He just doesn't have a name yet. My mom really wants me to name him Vladimir 𝘼𝙪, and it's still a work in progress. But those are the animals that we welcomed to the channel and to our online family or here at ZA Reptiles. So, woohoo! Okay. Now that we've done that 2021 recap, let's do a half of 2022 kind of update. So like I said, I wasn't seeing any growth on Instagram. I haven't been putting up videos on YouTube. So why was I not really like attacking things? I used to be so involved with like my Etsy and putting out stuff and having these big updates and constantly making new products. And I used to put out 1 video a week on YouTube, sometimes 2. And so what happened there? Well, let me tell you. So I am not one of those people that really talks about like mental health. Like, I'm a pretty like keep it to myself kind of person. But we're going to talk about mental health. Because recently I've come to terms with the fact that over the last couple years, since leaving the zoo, my mental health was garbage. Not because I'm not doing what I should be doing, but because it was a huge life change for me. And it didn't come about in the way that I wanted it to. So yes, I realized that being directly in the zoo field, working in a zoo, was not, it didn't end up being what I needed and what I wanted for myself. I wish I had been able to realize that in kind of a more gentle way, and not just such a like a sudden, very hard emotional way, but I did. And I moved home, and it took me literally years to accept the fact that my career path has changed and what I have been working my whole life for, working in the zoo field, has changed. And just coming to terms with that has been very hard and very emotionally draining. Now, as of now, and this maybe has happened like in the last couple of months, I feel great. I feel so much better. I have come to terms with it. I have accepted it. And I'm very excited for where I'm at and what's to come. And I'd go through phases like that where I'd feel that, but then I'd have like a horrible day where I was just so upset about the fact that I wasn't a zookeeper, even though it wasn't what I know I want and it's not what works with my lifestyle. It's just something I always wanted. So it just, you know, I feel like you get what I'm trying to say. So my mental health was garbage because of that. And then because of my time at the zoo and not being able to skate, not being able to afford to skate, not having a rink super close by, between me being miserable there, and I never really realized until I moved just how bad I was actually doing while I was at the zoo. And I actually made an Instagram post about this recently, so if you follow me there, you've probably heard the spiel already. I was miserable working at the zoo. I don't think I ever really truly let you guys onto that. Like, I never really vocalized that to you guys here. I was miserable. Yeah, while I was at the zoo playing with the animals, like, there were moments that were fun. I liked my coworkers and everything, but overall I was miserable. I was alone. I was 3 hours away alone. I was like the youngest employee at the zoo. I had no friends, and like, I would consider my coworkers to be my friends, but they were all older than me. They were married, they had kids, they lived locally to the zoo, where I lived 30 minutes away from the zoo because I hate cities, so I wanted to live on the outskirts. So I would come to work and then go home and sit on my butt and watch Grey's Anatomy and eat cookie dough for dinner and chocolate Rice Krispies because I was so miserable. I couldn't convince myself to get up and cook anything. I didn't work out because I couldn't afford a gym membership, and I was in a little apartment. I had like 10-pound dumbbells, but my whole life I was a competitive figure skater, so I was always very active in training. So what I ate never really mattered. I never really worked out because I didn't have to. I had skating. So having that all of a sudden gone, on top of me being absolutely miserable, eating like garbage, not being physically active, I did gain weight. And now here's the real kicker. So I move home, right? My mental health is still garbage, but I get to skate. I have our gym in the basement, so I get to work out again. But I've still been gaining weight the last couple of years. I started working with the trainer that I had worked with right before I left for the zoo field. I had great success with her. But that was my last season competitively skating. So the program I had with her worked great alongside my training, and it worked fantastic. I was in great shape. So I got back with her when I moved home, but the last couple of years I was still gaining weight. So we're getting real here, you guys. This has nothing to do with reptiles. So I feel like, you know, gotta kind of let you guys in on what's going on, keep you guys up to date, and be real with you guys. You guys know I'm all about being real with you. I get that a lot, especially on Instagram, that people appreciate that I post real things. I don't just make it look like everything's perfect all the time. And because I want you guys to remember that I'm a real person, and things aren't perfect all the time. Nobody's perfect. It's important to remember that. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying. So I have not been feeling like myself the past couple of years, but especially within this last year. I have, you know, been living here longer than I was supposed to be thanks to the pandemic and the housing market. So I'm in my little sister's old bedroom still, years later. I have progressively gained weight. I have not been able to pick up skating where I left off because every winter I enter skating and all of a sudden my skates break down, and with the pandemic it was very hard for me to get skates because I get my skates in Canada and I couldn't get to Canada. So I've been emotionally dealing with my whole life changing. I've been dealing with the fact that I have still been here for years and I feel like my life was just on pause and I could not make progress with my life, and gaining weight, not being able to pick back up with skating. Like, there was just a lot going on. And then of course Arcadia's passed away. So 2021 just kicked me in the butt. It absolutely kicked me in the butt. So yes, if you're wondering why you don't see a lot of content on here lately. That is why. I have just been emotionally and physically drained, exhausted. So basically, I have just not been feeling like myself. And it's been very hard for me to go crazy on all of these projects and all of these things that I do and like have interests in when I just don't feel like myself, and emotionally I'm just not there. You know, I look in the mirror and I don't like what I see. So it makes it hard to film because I know I've gained weight. I look at my old videos, I look at my old Instagram posts compared to now, and I don't like what I see. I'll be completely honest, I don't like what I see. So it has been very, very hard to kind of commit to doing stuff like this, you know, YouTube. And it got to the point where, you know, like I said, I've been here for years. Got to the point where I was just so over it, and I just could not even convince myself to try to film. Because on top of that, this isn't my setup. This isn't me. This room is not me. The purple and blue stripes on the wall, purple painting. So I also felt like I don't want to say getting left behind, but getting left behind. So I watch people on YouTube and they have these amazing setups. They look so professional. And here I am in my little sister's bedroom. So that really made me not want to film, because I don't like my filming setup. It's not what I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys a more professional setup. Something that makes me look more professional and less like pet tuber in their bedroom. You know, that's not the vibe I want to go for. I'm going for, you know, reptile educator, former 𝘼𝙢𝙗𝙀 educator, you know, someone with experience in the field, someone that does a lot of research and, you know, wants to promote advancing husbandry and ways you can do it, and reptile education and all this stuff. So I don't want to just be seen as like some girl in her bedroom with her pets. I want a more professional setup, and I feel like I don't get that in here. So it makes me not want to film. You know, that's partially why like I haven't been putting as much on Etsy, is I don't have my own space. I'm in my mom's craft room, and the heater's broken down there. It's in the basement. The heater's broken, so it's always cold. The craft room is a mess, so it's just, I don't want to be down there. So basically, to sum it all up, I need a house. A house would solve all my problems. I'd have my own space for filming, I'd have my own space for Etsy, you know, all this stuff. Which leads me into our 2022, what's to come, what are we looking forward to? So first and foremost, I have started working with 2 trainers now that are absolutely amazing. It's only been 2 weeks, but I feel like they have seen me so much more than like previous trainers. So like I said, I worked with a previous trainer before. It went great. When I came home and started working with her again, it wasn't going great. It didn't just pick up where it left off. It didn't work for me like it did before. And it took me years to realize why. It wasn't until I found one of these trainers on TikTok that I realized why that wasn't working for me anymore. And it's because I don't like to admit that I'm retired, but really I'm like a retired athlete. I'm a retired figure skater. I don't want to be retired, but the reality is that now that I'm coaching, I'm basically retired. So that program I had when I weighed a lot less and was constantly training and competitive doesn't work for me now that I weigh more and I'm not as active on the ice as I was before. I'm not heavily training and competing anymore. So that program didn't work for me anymore. And I tried to have conversations about that with my previous trainer, and we never seemed to click on that. Like, the message was not really received and like taken into consideration. So it wasn't until I found Courtney on TikTok, and her TikTok is 𝘼𝙪𝙪𝙞𝙪, that I realized the issue was that my lifestyle has changed, because she is a retired athlete and she went through what I am going through, and she had to kind of tweak things and work things out until she found what worked for her, being a former athlete, because our bodies are used to different things than someone who maybe wasn't an athlete. So I work with Courtney now along with Chloe. And Chloe's Instagram is @chlobo_fit. And they are both retired athletes who work with and coach retired athletes because they understand what our bodies need. And let me tell you, within the first like 30-minute phone call I had with Courtney, I kid you not, out of the past couple years, that was the first time I have felt so seen and like somebody understood what I've been dealing with. So it's been like 2 weeks. Have I lost weight yet? No. However, I feel good because I feel like I finally have a program that is going to work for me. I have trainers that understand me, and it's going so well. So that alone has put me in a much better mood, on top of like my mental health as far as the whole zoo thing goes, being resolved and feeling good about where I am now. And so now we're gonna get to the exciting news. I told you there'd be exciting news at the end, and here it is. So are you ready? Are you ready? Oh my gosh. So if you guys have been here the last couple of years, you've been following my journey, you've been waiting for this as much as I have. We bought a house. We bought a house, not just put an offer on the house, but we were literally just waiting for them to tell us when our closing day is, because we're closing earlier than we had originally planned. So we're just waiting for them to tell us paperwork's done so that we can go and close. We have a house. Just about. So that alone is probably the biggest thing that has really just kind of turned me around and put me in a better mood, because I don't feel like my life is stuck anymore. Like, I literally felt just stuck. Like, my health wasn't changing, my mental health still wasn't good because I felt stuck. You know, I couldn't put up videos, like, whole big thing. So just being able to say, you know, I'm working with these trainers now who understand me, and we have a house, so my life can finally move forward outside of this bedroom, I feel like $1,000,000. So with that being said, obviously I'm going to have my own reptile room, my own filming space, my own place for herpetology, my business. And the best part is, it's a whole basement. I get a whole basement for my projects. Now the bad news is, it's an unfinished basement and it looks really sketchy right now. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen it. Also, if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you probably already knew that we had a house. I never really made a big announcement on Instagram, and I've talked about it on TikTok. So, but if you just watch me here, then this is gonna be a big announcement for you guys. So yes, it's an unfinished, very dirty, kind of sketchy basement. But the first thing we're gonna do when we move in is renovate. We're gonna have a reptile room renovation series. So if you want to see this sketchy, gross looking basement turn into my beautiful reptile room as I have envisioned it in my brain, so hopefully I can do what my Pinterest board says that I should be able to do and bring it to life and make it awesome. So if you want to follow along for that renovation journey, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you don't miss out on that, because literally I feel like everyone, including myself, but all you guys have been waiting for this for years, right alongside me. So obviously goals, I am over 9,000 subscribers now on here, so we're making that 10K subscriber goal. We're bringing it back this year. By the end of the year, in December, my goal is 10K on here. I think I can do it, especially with all the renovation videos. I got the new enclosure videos coming up, and then the reno, and then the moving in. So I feel like I can do it. So if you're not subscribed, please hit that button to help me out, because if I don't hit 10K, it's literally the only goal I set for myself really for this year. If I don't hit that, I'm gonna be sad. I gave up on that 20K on Instagram. Whenever it happens, it's gonna happen. I don't want to be disappointed again. So I don't really have a goal for TikTok because it's just like, I can't really get a good reading on my growth on TikTok, so TikTok's just TikTok. It is what it is. And then I do have another fun project in the works that I actually came up with today and started working on today. So I don't want to say too much because I'm still doing research and whatnot, but I am very excited about it. And we're going to close with our what to expect in 2023, because obviously we have a house now, so I can finally launch my reptile education business. I told you guys when I quit the zoo, I found my passion for reptile education. I wanted that to be my focus. I wanted my own business. We're gonna do it. We are going to do it. Because we have the house, I have finally pulled the plug. I have started advertising. I'm handing out flyers at my reptile programs this summer at the Nature Center that says coming in 2023. So there are people that know to expect me in 2023 to have this business. So there's no backing out now. So I'm working on the website. I have to start a Facebook, finalize, like, figure out details for insurance and business licenses and whatever. And then of course the secret project that I said was going to happen last year that didn't, that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, will hopefully finally happen once we're in the house, because it will be quieter so I can do said project. So this was a pretty lengthy video, but I felt like we had a lot of catching up to do. I like kind of pop in and out here and there, so we haven't really had like a heart-to-heart, sit down and chat type of thing. I felt like we needed to do that, you know, we needed to get on the same page, see where we were in life, you know, and of course announce the good news that we are moving. We are moving. My guess would be the beginning of August we'll be closing, so it is coming up considering it is July 21st right now. So I am so freaking excited. You guys don't even understand. So that's the update. That's the 2021 recap. That's the half of 2022 recap. That's the what's to come in 22 recap. And the what to expect in 2023 recap. We just covered it all. I feel like we're pretty caught up. I've aired out all of my internal feelings and frustrations and feelings and whatever. So now we can move forward to the new era of ZA Reptiles and herpetology. And y'all, I am so excited for what's to come, and so excited that you guys get to do it with me, because so many of you have come with me on this journey, from college to my first time at the Nature Center to working at the zoo to moving back to the Nature Center in here, and now to this. And this has been what we have been waiting years for. So it feels so good to like have you guys along this journey with me, and for me to be able to see it through, not just for myself, but for you guys who have supported me along the journey. So thank you guys so much, and especially for your patience and sticking it out with me and being patient. I already said that, whatever. Remember to hit that subscribe button so that you guys don't miss out on this new era of ZA Reptiles, and we'll see you for the next one. Bye!